Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is my entry into Lloyd Boon's Push for 100 subscriber contest. Now Lloyd had a channel and he was well over 400, I think he's actually over 500 subscribers. But he lost his channel, I believe it was hacked or something like that there, so he had to start all over again. And whenever he launched this contest, I think he was in the 70s. But now he's well over 120, so he's reached his goal, which is great. And Lloyd is a great lad. We've actually done a video together along with Rob Walker on Paul Weller singles, Style Council singles and Jam singles. Now Lloyd has what he's asked for is he has shown 9 artists that he thinks are underrated, and he asks us to show 1, 2, 3, 4, as many of those artists as you like. Can only be one, you can show the whole 9. And then at the end to show one artist that you think is underrated and very rarely seen on the VC. So I'm not going to do them in the order that Lloyd showed them. I'm going to have a go at the 9. However, I am cheating because I can't do the 9. But I can show something related to one of the artists. In fact, 2 of them. Right, now the first artist I'm going to show is Janice Ian. Now I don't own anything by Janice Ian, no singles, anything, no albums, no CDs, but I do remember my brother had an old cassette. It was like a best of Janice Ian, and I thought that might be kicking about somewhere, and I knew there was a bag of old cassettes in one of the cupboards, and so I looked through them, and lo and behold, I found it, the best of Janice Ian. However, there's no cassette in it, so I've got a cover of the best of Janice Ian. But that's the only thing I can show for Janice Ian. The second one I'm going to show is Neil Sedaka, which I can't either because I don't have anything by Neil Sedaka. However, I remember my brother had a cassette, it was a cheapy one, I think it was a 199 Morse one, of Neil Sedaka. So I looked in that bag, and lo and behold, it's not there. I must have thrown it out with all my own cassettes. However, I am going to show this, and this is the ABBA Ring Ring single, the English version, the one that we all know. And the reason I'm showing that is because Neil Sedaka actually wrote the English words for the song, and if I read out, you won't see it. The credits are Benny Anderson, Stig Anderson, Bjorn Ulvaeus, Neil Sedaka and P. Cody. So that's my effort for Neil Sedaka. I can do better with the rest of them though. John Denver, another one of his underrated artists. I do have a CD, and the CD actually is there, so I'm not cheating this time. And I bought this for 3 songs, and they are actually the first 3 songs. Any Song, Leaving on a Jet Plane and Take Me Home Country Roads. I don't think I've actually played the rest of it. Linda Ronstadt, now I was going to show a vinyl album, that's the one with her in front of the mirror, or the greatest hits. But whenever I was looking for that John Denver, I found this. And this is one from around 1989 or so. And the reason I bought this was for Don't Know Much with Aaron Neville, which I always thought was a beautiful song. So that's my Linda Ronstadt entry. Also we have, next up is the Hollies. Now I do have a vinyl album of the Hollies, but like everybody else, it's just a compilation, and it's the Hollies 20 Golden Greats. I've never been a huge fan of this band. I like some of the tracks on it, like The Air That I Breathe I love, absolutely love that, but I don't really count that. The Hollies were more a 60s band. Carrie Ann's okay, and that's about it. Jennifer Eccles is rubbish. Stop Stop Stop's not bad. I've just never got into them, and I've never explored them, so that's all I want of the Hollies. Also we have Leo Sayer, and lo and behold, is the greatest hits, the very best of Leo Sayer, and this is actually really good. Some really good singles like You Make Me Feel Like Dancing, Thunder in My Heart, One Man Band, Giving It All Away, The Show Must Go On, Long Tall Glasses, all very good stuff. Very good album actually. And the next one is Carly Simon. and this is the Carly Simon album. I've got a single of hers as well called Why, which I think is great, but I'll just show this here, and this is Coming Around Again, and I only bought that for the song Coming Around Again. I actually got it quite recently, within the last couple of years or so. The album's not great, the single is absolutely fantastic. And the next one is Carole King, who I don't think is underrated. I think she's very well respected. But I'm going to show this album here. I've got about 4 Carole King albums, and this one is Pearl's Songs of Goffin and King. I think this was released around 1980, and it's her doing her own songs that other people had hits with. So Locomotion, One Fine Day, Wasn't Born to Follow, Going Back, Chains. And it is really, really good. It's very, very enjoyable. Still, Tapestry is the best album, but Pearls by Carole King is a pretty good album. But the biggie is Joan Armatrading, and I am a bit of a Joan Armatrading fan. I've got quite a few of her singles, and I've got quite a few of her albums, mostly the 70s and early 80s albums. But what I'll do is I'm actually going to do a little ranking top 5 singles of Joan Armatrading that I own. I actually don't own my favourite Joan Armatrading single, which is Down to Zero. So my top 5 of the ones I own are: in 5th place it is I'm Lucky from Walk Under Ladders, and in 4th place is Bottom to the Top, which I think is a standalone single. I'm not too sure. It's a bit of a reggae tune from 1978, but it's really good. The next one is All the Way from America from Me, Myself and I. And number 2 is Me, Myself and I Itself, which is a great little new wave song. And my favourite Joan Armatrading single that I own, and it's my 2nd favourite overall, is Rosie, which is excellent. So those are all the ones that Lloyd showed. Now the one act that I am going to show is from actually the late 90s and very, very early 2000s. And they released 3 albums. I've got the 3, but I can't find one of them, unfortunately. And it's Alicia's Attic. And this is their first album, and it's called Alicia Rules the World. And this has the single Alicia Rules the World, as well as Indestructible, and the biggest one is I Am, I Feel. Now these 2 girls are Karen and Shelley Poole, daughters of Brian Poole from the Tremolos. And they had about 5 top 20 singles, but they never got into the top 10. All their singles actually charted, albeit some of them are around the 30 mark, 40 mark, but the harmonies are excellent. They really are good, and it's very good pop music for the mid-90s, early 2000s. Okay, there is a little bit of that shuffly drum in it, which you get with all those recordings, but still they're very well constructed songs. And that both of them have gone on to be songwriters for various artists, like Kylie Minogue for one they've written for, and I know they've written for Westlife as well. But this is a very good album, and their 2nd album is Illumina, which is really good as well, and it has incidentals on it, which is an absolutely brilliant track, and Barbarella is a great single as well. The 3rd album, which I can't show unfortunately because I can't find it, I have it, I just cannot find it, is called The House We Built, which is probably my favourite of all their albums. However, they do have an album called The Collection, which is like a greatest hits really, and this just takes in all the singles and a couple of acoustic live versions. And this is originally a cheap release as well. I think this was going for something like $5.99 on release way back then. But I think this was released in around 2003, but it's a very good introduction. And I do have one more CD of theirs, which is a fan club album, and it's from the Vaults Volume 1, which I can't remember getting. I remember actually getting it, but I have no idea where I got it from. It must have been eBay, because I was never part of the Alicia's Attic fan club. But still, it's not bad either. And while we're at it, I'll show you some of the CD singles that I have. So we have I Am, I Feel. They're 2 beautiful looking girls as well. There's Alicia Rules the World. And we have the Incidentals. And then Barbarella, a really, really good song. Love the vocals in that. And then the CD2 of Barbarella. And then we've got Pretender Got My Heart, which is on The House We Built, and this was also featured on one of the Bridget Jones' Diary soundtracks. I'm not too sure which one, but this was from around 2000, 2001, so you can work out which film it was. But it's a gorgeous song. And then you've got Pretender Got My Heart Again, which is a CD single too, which is excellent. And then one of my favourites is Push It All Aside, which is also on The House We Built, and there's a really cool wee video on this as well. Actually must play this because this is 20 odd years ago. I wonder if it'll actually play on the computer now. So Alicia's Attic, I have never mentioned them before on the VC. I have never ever seen anybody mention them before, but I think now is a good opportunity to give them a shout out and check out a few of the singles, especially things like The Incidentals and Pretender Got My Heart and Push It All Aside. Excellent stuff. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and good luck to Lloyd. I hope he gets over the 150 subs, and good luck everyone who enters this contest. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.